that short break. This single match stands between either the Glads or the Shock, making it to the mid-season madness finals. The other one will jump down to the losers bracket, where they will have to continue to fight for that place. The Glads and the Shock, well, they've both been exceptional throughout the start of the tournament. Both of them find their way through the upper bracket, and they meet right here in the upper bracket grand finals. And Rose, the Shock still on a massive win streak.
To be able to turn the tide back in their favor. And now Proper has a pulse bomb already ready to go for the back line of the Gladiators.
Ryan's going super low, already used the leap out. There's the stick. Can they heal him up in time? No, they cannot. The Gladiators, however, in all of that commotion, managed to cap the point. Patapan gets nanoed straight to the back line. Violet in trouble. Double kill for the Genji. He's got Sam in his sights. Takes a couple of sticky bombs. Ends up falling over, but does enough damage to Sam for Kevster to finish off. Gladiators with unreal point control. Shock once again recoiling a little bit and allow Glads to cap midway through that fight. Reiner pops the Primal Rage, now trying to juggle Violet into the rest of his team. A Nano Boost lands on top of him. He ends up jumping straight back in. Can't really get the Primal Blade, but helps Patapan secure the kill on Violet. Overtime is here, and Shock now pressured to touch the point, but there's almost nobody left. It's only Proper and Mikey who's taking a nap. Proper is 1 HP, struggling to find a health pack to pick up. Wasn't quick enough to get back to the point in time. The Gladiators claim the first round.
Violet this time around is going to be playing the Ana instead of the Brigitte, but it's still pretty stationary backline when you take a look at things. That's a huge pick.
Not much of a log, maybe a digital log, but it still hit Violet's head and he ends up dying. Good start. Paddy finds 2. Gladiator is happy to walk this one home. Maybe Proper comes back with a pulse bomb, but rather unlikely. I think they just want to go again. I mean, you take that 50+%. Okay, well, Vin's trying to kick Patapan to death, but I ain't gonna work out. Sam trying to join on Patapan. Patapan's having none of it. Shu in a little bit of trouble. Can Sam land the shot? It's only a body shot, but no follow-up. Reiner gets the nano, jumps straight to the back line. The Gladiators just rolling the Shock right now. The Glads do end up losing Shu, but they're in control of the point. Reiner just absolutely decimates the Shock, and they claim map number 1. Glads coach, good map pick. Claps all around. Hit him up now. You can see Underface and Smash. Just give him a few words of advice before they go to map number 2. It will be Shock's pick once again. We'll see where they want to go after this break. Maybe they picked that up or they got something else that they're saving.
Yeah.
I think the Shock tweeted out something a little bit earlier on as well. You know, we got a lot of traffic on this side of the break. I mean, look at that. When 2 Chads meet. A little peck on the cheek before you start the game. That's how 2 Chads end up. Okay, there you go. Well, there you go. Okay. Who can crack first? Reiner's already lost.
Oh.
Okay, this is a Peggy 12 stream. Peggy 12 stream, by the way. Okay, gonna get it.
Proper's meta, and the pulse bomb will come online very quickly.
Will they expect it? Not sure. Violet's already dead. Proper needs to do something with his pulse, but already hit him with a recall. They do trade 1 for 1 as Skew goes pretty low. He's getting perma-pocketed by Shu right now, who's earned the nano off of all of that damage that Proper's been doing. Skew DMX, Kaluge, kills Finn.
What?
Easy game. There's the point. The Gladiators end up unlocking the payload.
Violet's actually going to go ahead and play the Batiste. Sam also switching off of the Echo,
Wow.
finding not the right type of value that we would have hoped to see from those hero picks, and Shock kind of just forced here to stop at the door.
He almost sees his grab of his life there, but Sam just slides out of it. Self-destruct gets launched into the stratosphere, still manages to kill Patapan. Perma-pocket onto Kevster now. He's got no nano, but he's got the blade. 2 kills with 1 slash. Violet does end his life quick, sharp, but the San Francisco Shock will hold. The Skewed, doesn't win that duel versus Finn. The Violet...
Yeah, you can see that Reiner now swapping over to the Doomfist. It's a little bit do or die here for the Gladiators because Shock, they've got snowball tools, and there's really one more fight here that the Shock will need to take in order to win, and that's a pulse bomb!
Patapan still ends up going down. I thought that sleep was going to run out, and I think the Gladiators thought that as well. The San Francisco Shock, again, off to a good start. Taking away Patapan. It's going to put a hindrance in the Gladiator. What do you have? Overclock, Pulse Bomb, Nano Boost coming out for Glads. They just need to survive before these ults get online. The Transcendence from Finn's going to be good. Kevster jumps in with the Pulse Bomb on the back line, but ends up going, missing. Reiner falls and the San Francisco Shock are just picking off the Glads one by one before they can get ults up. The Nano comes out, but Kevster can't get the damage done. The focus fire is too good, and the healing's even better from the San Francisco Shock. Even without Violet, you still have Finn alive and well on the point. 2 meters to go for the Shock, and Finn ending Kevster's life. It's only up to Patapan now. Shu does end up coming back, but it is a very slow, hovering Zen to get there, but it ain't gonna happen. Shock take Eichenwalde and tie the series up. Right, it's Gladiator's turn to pick this time around. Maps are going back so fast. It might be a 5-mapper, Rose, but it might be a quick one if this keeps happening. We'll see where they want to go after this break. Don't go anywhere. Wouldn't mind a Ashe either. What's Finn got to play today?
Come on, Finn. Give us the goods.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
Oh.
You can see the flux that Space is going to be getting ready to use. Finn doesn't have the Transcendence quite yet to use that as an insurance policy if the Immortality field isn't enough, but at this point, I don't know if Space can even use it here. Kevster's down.
Good start for the Shock. Lamp for Shock. Yep, there you go. Flux doesn't really get anything. The entirety of the Shock around the corner. Overclock coming out through the window. Insta-kill on Shu. And now Arn's in a little bit of trouble. I don't think you win these, but maybe you do. His aim's cracked, but Proper is better. The San Francisco Shock, they got Transcendence, they got the Flux. Kevster has popped the overclock, but needs to come up massive. He misses one shot, look into the back line, Kilo's there, but Violet takes him out with the help of Proper. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. The Flux to send Space's health bar down and out of the mech. Goodbye, Gladiators. The Shock have capped 1 minute and 37 seconds in the time bank.
Double Flux, though.
Fluxy Flux. Transcendence available from Finn, but they're going to use that lamp instead. All right. Now, how does Kaluj approach this? It looks like a small 1v1's happening between Kevster and Proper right now, but with the sights, Kilo is providing a lot of pressure on this high ground. Body shot on to Kevster, gets healed straight up, and now a Transcendence. This time to stop Kevster doing a whole bunch of damage from the side. Proper once again, just peeping out of nowhere. Is a triple kill right now. Can he get 4? Can he get 5? Of course he can. Proper with 5 kills. Sojourn was built for Proper. That is who they modeled it after.
I think that Baptiste is great, but the Brigitte rally and just being able to fight these close quarters towards this third point, it does prepare you a little bit better.
Christ. That was a good shot. Arn's in such a nice position now the enemy Widowmaker doesn't have to be taken care of. There's a Flux from Kalush, survived this, and the Glads are good. No, skewed, crumples into a little bit of paper. The San Francisco Shock do have a nice spawn advantage, and Space being super low with only Shu to heal him up. The San Francisco Shock are now layering on that pressure. Glads trying to turn this around with a Flux, but the lamp comes out just in time. The Shock are still good, hiding in this small corner, making a 2-pronged attack with that window. You look Proper's way or do you look Violet's way? Unfortunately, you're looking at spawn right now. We feel the Glads. Kilo dies once again, but it doesn't matter. Proper is still alive and doing some work.
Ooh. Finds the Widowmaker.
Right, Kevster. Oh, well, Space is now already dead. Okay. San Francisco Shock. Now just have to deal with Kevster. Jumps in the air, takes care of 2. Both DPS now dead for the Shock. He's trying to get a couple of collats while putting himself on the payload. There are 10 seconds to go with Glad still having a Transcendence in their back pocket. He has to use it for Kalush's Flux, but actually they're going to use it early to try and keep themselves in engagement. No damage now for the Glads. They've only got 2 supports left. Skew gets instantly taken care of by Kilo, who jumps back around that corner, and the San Francisco Shock are now a match point. Doing it. What more can you ask for from the DPS line of the San Francisco Shock? They're looking at world class right now and are sitting on match point. 1 more, and they will be heading to the finals. We'll see you after this break.
I really think so. I mean, they started to look really good. I think people had some questions about this rookie roster, but that bot reaches the checkpoint before anybody from the Gladiators can stop it, and they're just gonna get folded over like dominoes here.
Rhino trying to disrupt Sam, but he's already killed 2. The bot is being contested, but the Gladiators have found themselves back in spawn again. A rather familiar place to be for them currently. The Shock just piling on the pressure. They did end up losing Finn, so they haven't got a lot of healing, but they still gain a lot of free bot push right now. His the Gladiators have to come back from the spawn. They're just going to keep the momentum going. I mean, why not? A huge beat from the Shock. Finn wasn't even back in the mix. But the Shock are just pushing on forward. The Gladiators have a whole wealth of ultimates, but Astro doesn't have his beat anymore. Not sure where that went, but the Glads, they got 4 ults. Let's have a look at the small replay. Was that a cancel on the beat? Proper comes in, gets the beat. Astro with 50 HP gets it cancelled by Proper.
Oh, that's such a feels bad. That is such a feels bad. You would love to have that ultimate online to be able to deal with anything coming out from the Shock here, even if it's just to make sure that you've got sustain going into the next fight, which they desperately need.
Dude, Proper's just a freak of nature, man. He is just so good on the Tracer. It's the ultimate from Padapan on the side, but a nice little boop from Violet to keep Paddy away from the rest of the team. The Shock aren't moving the bot right now, but they've made significant progress on this map already. 106 meters as the Gladiators finally regain control of the bot, but it has been a Shock game for the last 4 minutes.
Just watch how much value each of them gets when they use any of their ults.
Oh my god!
Oh, you're still 180,
Oh,
okay.
Kev's going to feel that tomorrow. Beat for the Glads. Only hits 2. Padapan and Reiner don't receive that at all. Proper gets headshot by Padapan, keeps him in the fight and stops that pulse bomb from going off. Astro doing his best to escort Shu around the map, stopping him from getting jumped on and instantly killed. The Gladiators do win that fight, regardless of the 2-man beat. The Shock still trying to set that tempo, but they're burning a lot of time off the bank. The Gladiators have not gained any meterage, and finally now, they're getting a little sample of that. But the Shock are going to come back so fast with Violet on that Lucio.
Yeah, we spent over 2 minutes in the neutral time. I mean, the fact that we're sub 4 minutes now, San Francisco Shock coming back with ults.
Sam through the windows, can't quite find much, and now Ryan is in a whole heap of trouble. Got the Meteor Strike, but he's 1 HP when he comes back down. He's going to have to retreat to the rest of his team. Goes straight to the Mega Health Pack. It's good enough for the time being, but now has to follow up on Mikey. An unreal sleep from Shu. He's actually got a nano of his own. Kevster gets a double pulse bomb from somewhere. So much is happening right now, but the Glads are in control, and that's what counts. 50 meters and counting now.
Look at this as well. I think Gladiators have finally found their footing, but I want to take a look at this double pulse from Kevster. You got to stick onto Sam, and looks like... Oh!
Seen far too
that's unfortunate.
many of those.
Going back to the neutral now, San Francisco Shock have a little bit of control, but looking for more territory as Kevster's also trying to get up to the back line.
Yeah, the pace still a little bit unbelievable from both teams right now. Finally gets stunned by Reiner, pushed into that wall. Nano does so much. If you stun someone and you're nanoed, you almost insta-kill a squishy target. Mikey in a whole lot of trouble, gets antied, had the primal, so he was good for the time. And now the Gladiators trying to gain some meterage. Good kill onto Finn, who's way too far up without the help of Violet. And now Ryan's in a little bit of trouble. Scurries back to the rest of his supports, and they're trying so hard to get this checkpoint. They eventually do it as they kill off Proper.
This is huge, though. I mean, Gladiators have made up for so much lost meterage here. They are almost going to be able to live up to what the Shock have already accomplished on the other side of the map. And they still have ultimates to rotate through in order to match that progress. Kevster up to bat.
Nice beat from the Gladiators. They know they got to win the fight here with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. Shu puts his name on the board, killing 2 of the Shock. Now the Shock know. The win condition right now is just stopping that bot from going. If they win a fight here, they should be good to play all the way up. And actually, Shu ends up going down. Somehow, Finn manages to get the snipe. Reiner is super low. It's up to Padapan with the overclock to try and waylay the Shock for some sort of time before their supports end up getting back. But a beat from the Shock surges them forward. Reiner's up in the sky, but he's so low when he comes back down to earth. He does manage to kill Finn, but now Sam is nanoed with the overclock going off. It does end up fading away, but look at that. With 1 minute to go, they've managed to win the fight here. The bot's going to just travel so fast around these corners rows. The Glads need to come up with something big, otherwise they will be going down to the lower bracket.
We're back in the neutral where we have seen the Gladiators stop for most of this map so far.
Well, she's got the nano in a couple of percent. Recall from Kevster. Didn't want to go down to stand this early. Okay, there's the nano. Reiner trying to get on the back line. He's spotted Finn. Doesn't quite get the punch into the wall. He's just taken so much damage. Every single member of the Shock right now is trying to protect Finn, and they've done so successfully. Sam going pretty low. He is antied, and somehow Reiner gets the last final kill on him. 92 meters and counting. The Gladiators with 20 seconds to go now need to just gain over 10 meters, and they should be good to keep them in the series. A late kill onto Finn is fantastic. Can they get Violet? Not quite, but they're still in this, Rose.
Oh my gosh, and look at this though too. Gladiators, they might be able to go ahead and match that progress.
Nice
Can anybody
punch
get there?
from Reiner. Does send Mikey hurtling backwards. 2 meters to go. The stick from Kevster is good. 1 DPS down now from the Shock. He's got his eyes set on Finn in the backline, who's so pretty low. Violet needs to be able to save him. If Finn falls, they've got so little healing left. Kevster's done the hero play. Violet ends up going down. 2.85 meters to go, and the Gladiators send out a beat to try and make this the final fight. Padapan is so healthy right now as the Shock are all back in spawn apart from Proper with no recall. It's no problem for the Gladiators. Overtime is here, but the Glads keep them in the series.
What a comeback from the Gladiators. Shock were running away with Coliseo as we kicked it off in those first few minutes, but then finally Gladiators got their acts together. It took a little while, but they did get it together, Jaws.
That is the only push map the Shock have lost. Out of the 11 push maps they've played now, it's been a loss twice on Coliseo, and you can see why the Glads wanted to go there. What a godlike turnaround from the Glads. 106 meters the Shock gained on that push.
Yeah.
Some people would have called it, but the Gladiators, no. They hung up that phone. They knew they could come back. It was overtime, but they managed to do it. We're going all the way. Map number 5, right after this break. Sit all the way at the back with his supports, but the Ashe can be dove quite easily. You only have one, well, not anymore. Thank you, Kilo.
Not if you kill the diver first.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this. Gladiators also having a bit of a composition identity crisis. Reiner somehow...
Reiner?
I'm just gonna... And now Reiner's back. Tactical?
He's back. Definitely not tactical. There's the coach cut. Matching Transcendence. Again, the executed dive on the backline of the Glads is successful for Kaluj. A nice nade, but it ain't gonna matter. 82%, 83 build now. Where are the Glads? The San Francisco Shock have rolled over Los Angeles as they take round number 1. There was no fight for Glads there. They either got picked, Reiner accidentally, yeah, maybe slipping on, I don't know, a bit of wet floor, I suppose, and throwing himself off the map. Unlucky, I guess, but there was no fighting there from the Glads to get a kill, and then the Shock just rolled over the Glads backline.
Yeah,
okay.
No!
That is so unlucky, actually.
Oh, that's so sad.
All right, Hog.
That was
Pog.
clean. That's not what is happening. It's Hog on both sides.
Yep.
Stop it.
No, this is good. No, this is real.
Is it?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Nano really didn't do all of anything there. Long range. How did that hook hit? Well, don't know. Both Hogs are dead, though. Proper's got a pulse bomb, and that's what counts. The San Francisco Shock do end up capping, and the Gladiators are going to have to go again. I wonder if they're going to stop hooking first. Normally, in the Hog duel, if you hook last, you do end up winning. Mr. Bob comes out to play. Kilo with a very clutch Kosh gun does save himself from the Dragons. Kevster lands a pulse on to the Immortality field that time. Violet not quite so lucky to help the rest of his team, ends up getting taken out. Kills Reiner in the meantime, but the Gladiators seem to want to invest a little bit more into this fight. The Transcendence comes out just to secure. I mean, 65%, you don't really want to have the fight go on for any longer, otherwise you're in one fight territory there. A recall from Kevster, and now he has to put himself in danger. He has the pulse bomb, throws it on the Meg. That should be an instant D-Meg, but the background, the Gladiators are already dead. Kilo kills Kevster, as overtime ticks through. The San Francisco Shock roll the Gladiators on Oasis and see themselves in the Mid-Season Madness Finals.
Wow, look at that. I mean, look at, they're just chatting it up too. Gladiators, they're taking this one on the chin. They still have another life in this tournament, but for the Shock, they have secured themselves to at least second place. And that definitely has to feel good, especially after the performance that they put on during the kickoff clash. What a great showing from them today. What a fun match overall.
It had to go to 5. It just had to.
Had to.